Hello everyone, today I'm looking at the alpha gameplay for Wild Assault. I played this during the alpha, so if the footage is a little bit weird or different, just keep that in mind. Anyway, I really like this game. This game is very, very fun, and I believe it's a Chinese developer. And yeah, it's a pseudo realistic shooter. With all these furry characters, it was kind of like, oh, let's do a team-based shooter with a bunch of furry type characters whose character designs are actually not terrible. And I saw it and I thought, oh wow, that actually does not look so bad. And what's interesting about it, though, is that despite it has a lot of free characters, it tries to take itself kind of very somewhat seriously, or at least in the sense that it is based in the real world. So it's 1991, right after the fall of the Soviet Union, and you have kind of the world that that's based in. And so you have these factions essentially fighting each other. So the game functions very much like Overwatch in a crossover to Counter-Strike, really. Like, the gameplay is very, very accurate. It's very, it's not super fantastical. Like, yes, you can call in, airstrikes and whatever, but it feels very much like Call of Duty. Like, you have hit markers, you have very specific sections or hitboxes and whatever. I found that the sniper, which is one of my favorite classes, was super accurate, to the point that it is very easy to miss as well, even if your opponent is standing still, because you just have to be so very specific and so very accurate. It was kind of difficult in that sense. But yeah, a lot of the gameplay revolves around, you have your main weapon, your sub weapon. They even said switching to your sidearm is faster than reloading. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if that line just become a meme in the Call of Duty first-person shooter world. So yeah, you have an assault class who is a Tiger, which has an assault rifle, and everyone has a pistol. So you have like an M16 for the Tiger. Then you have the Boar, or the Ox rather, who is a A12 automatic shotgun. Then you have the Wolf, who has a op sniper. You have finally you have the meta class, which uses a PPSH. And so yeah, each character, they have, their main weapon that has, their very distinct method of attack. They all have the same sub weapon. As you play with that character or that weapon, you unlock more attachments, in fact, for that class. So when I was playing as the assault class, I eventually, after a few matches, I ended up unlocking the AK-47. But yeah, like this game does everything very, very well. The hit markers feel very responsive. I don't know, what do you call the replay, or the feedback rather, when you shoot an enemy, feels really, really good. You know when you've hit someone and when you haven't. It feels like everything collides and hits when it should. You don't have a huge amount of health, but you do have nice alternatives. You also have a good array of special powers. And so this is where the Overwatch aspect comes in, where you have Q, which is usually some kind of grenade, E, which is some special mobility power sometimes, or some, whatever power. For example, the Bunny character will use that to do like a dodge roll, which I find to be a little bit useless, because it's really missing a lot of the, if the cooldown was faster, it would be more useful. And then finally, you have your ultimate, which is the Z button. And so if you click that, you'll basically unlock your like ultimate power in like Overwatch, as you know. And so what's interesting is that, yeah, pretty much similar to Overwatch, it'll charge up slowly over time, or it'll charge up as you get more kills, which is pretty cool. I also noticed that the map design, honestly, is really, really good, at least for the few maps I did play. There's this one abandoned factory where you have kind of this highway section on the right-hand side, where it's great for sniping and long-range battles. And then on the left-hand side, you have this kind of rocky, kind of Afghan style territory, where it's all hills and mounds and whatnot, and it's all kind of compressed together. And in that, that's for more sneaky characters, more close combat characters who want to be able to move up on the map without just taking a bullet to the head. So, and then they have like this human structure in the center. So the maps feel very well designed. Of course, you can also melee by pressing the V button, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But everything feels super responsive. It feels like you basically get kill streaks as your ultimate. I wonder if they could introduce kill streaks into this game. That would be interesting. When I did play, though, I do mention that I don't know, either the people playing the game were the people who worked for the company, or they were interns or something, because they were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. I literally I only died when I wanted to die, when I wanted to change characters, because I like, no one could kill me. I was literally unstoppable, because I guess no one was playing, or it felt like I was playing against bots. Actually, I think bots would have been better. They basically just stood there and let me shoot them. So I don't know. So it wasn't really fun in that aspect. But of course, when the game fully comes out, I'm sure there'll be real people playing, and it'll be much more entertaining. But yeah, it's nice to get a hang of the controls. Honestly, I think it's a great way that most multiplayer shooters should do, like this little tutorial thing where it lets you kind of just mow down a bunch of enemies and get a hang for what does what and what weapons do whatever. But yeah, all the kind of feedbacks when you get a double kill, triple kill, hit markers, etc. It just feels really nice. It's like Counter-Strike, but if it had hit markers, I guess. I mean, it's not that, brutal in terms of how much health that people have, but it does feel that accurate in terms of that crosshair. It's so specific and so accurate. Character movement is really fun, especially that. So that's the other aspect, that with these, furry, fantastic, animalish characters, I expected a lot more abstraction, but it feels really like a military shooter with a furry skin tacked on top of it. So besides the specials, the other cool thing is the movement of the characters. If you double tap and hold down shift, they will basically prowl and run, like animals in a certain direction. And what's really fun is actually for the bunny character, because what she'll do is, as she's doing that, she'll actually jump, and as she's doing the jump, she'll like jump way higher than all the other characters. So it's actually really fun in terms of movement. I wish they would do more stuff with movement in the future with this game, because I think it's really cool. Also, each character sort of kind of has a nationality tied to them. So the medic rabbit is Chinese, the ox is British, which I always thought he was the American cop, but just no, he's the British guy. So it's like, okay, whatever. The wolf and the tiger, I'm not exactly sure on. There's also, yeah, a skunk. I'm not sure about her. And oh yeah, then there's also her name is literally Akahime, and so she is the Japanese, like, assault lass fox girl. Probably the hottest out of all of them, if I'm just being completely honest. And yeah, so it has a good, decent cast of characters. Everyone has a good kind of, persona and a mood to them. And it just feels like, it's honestly a very well-made, fun game. And I just have to, like, say that it's very well made. I don't think it's going to be like a genre-defining game. I don't think this is going to be the next Overwatch, but it's a proper Overwatch substitute or clone or something. It's pretty, decent essentially, just with a few more tactical gameplay kind of aspects to it, rather than just purely fantastical whatever. Will it dethrone Overwatch? I mean, Overwatch just kind of dethroned itself. I mean, I kind of hope the game is popular because it is fun. My favorite character, oh yeah, the Soviet Bear. He's actually really fun to play as, because he does this huge deployment shield that he puts down, and it's really cool. And basically, his ultimate is probably my favorite. He has this like flak gun that he just holds in his hands, and it leaves fire effects wherever it goes. He's just really fun to play as. So yeah, no, I see this game being super successful. It's very fun to play, and it just overall has a really good vibe to it, essentially. I guess the only thing I'm not crazy about is the fact, okay, you use a certain weapon, and of course, as the more and more you use it, you get more upgrades and attachments. And I honestly, I've always been. I understand they have to give you something for continually playing the game, but with so many attachments and scopes and whatever, you only end up using one type, so it kind of is redundant unless the core gameplay is really, really good. I mean, here it's good, but it's not really good. On top of that, the voices and the voice cast all sound very nice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say except I hope this game is. And yeah, the basic game mode is more or less not conquest, but it's basically breakthrough, where you have to take the bases one by one as you move forward towards the enemy. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Anyway, yeah, it's a really fun game. Hope it catches on, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.